My name is Carina Gardner, and I'm what you would call a practical designer. If you're ready to create a life that you love, become an incredible force for good, and generate income while pursuing your dreams, this is the podcast for you. Welcome to Make and Design.
I wish I could play like it's the most wonderful time of the year, like below my talking, but you're just gonna have to imagine it and feel it in your heart, even though it is technically still October, because it is upon us, the most wonderful time of the year when it comes to designer sales. This is an awesome time of year to make sure that you are up and going, that sales are looking good, and that you're moving forward. Now, this has been a pretty weird year, and if you're on my Design Your Life podcast, you'll hear me talk about economy stuff and some of the things I see going on. But right here, I want to talk a little bit about fourth quarter sales in general, okay? So this is some things that you can expect in fourth quarter, and we're technically right in the heart of fourth quarter, despite everything that's happened already this year. We've got a weird election situation coming up here in the next week, and what we're all hoping for is a bounce back, especially as we've seen the Fed Reserve do certain things, okay? So you're like, Carina, I came here to learn how to design, not to learn about the Fed Reserve, but here's the thing, you guys. As someone who is going to be a profitable designer, you're not gonna just rely completely on understanding design. You're gonna rely on understanding business, and that's what I really hope for you guys that are here listening. All right, so let's just talk about a few things that this information that I'm going to give you right here, that it's just like a little bit of like an overview of some of the things we see during the holidays. So there's usually something called a holiday sales surge, and that means the fourth quarter usually sees a significant increase in retail sales due to the holiday shopping season. Now, I don't know about you, but I do end up spending quite a bit more than I normally would because I'm buying presents, I'm buying decorations for my house, and all of that stuff. In recent years, holiday sales have accounted for about 20 to 30% of annual sales for many retailers. And for some businesses, I know in some of my businesses, depending on what they are, they really result in a lot more than that. So online sales growth has been a really big deal. And as you guys know, even though I love physical products, online sales is what has my heart because that's where I've made the most money over the years. So as e-commerce continues to grow, particularly in quarter four, you're going to see online sales growth. So those of you with digital shops, you're going to see some growth there. For example, in 2021, online holiday sales reached about $200 billion, representing a significant increase from previous years. This trend is likely to continue. Now, granted, you never know what's going to happen on an election year, and I'm doing this a little well before the election, so like we still don't know what's going to happen with e-commerce project projected to grow even more in subsequent years. Now, just really quick, just because we don't know what's going to happen during the election doesn't mean that your sales won't explode, and it kind of honestly doesn't matter which one wins, okay? I know I might get some kickback from that. I know some of, like everyone's got their political stuff going on. I am definitely not one to get into it, but I am just going to say that like in a lot of ways, in terms of like fourth quarter sales for this year, unless people are feeling very, very scared, for the most part, people will spend money because they're going to provide for Christmas, right? In some way, shape, or form. And so because of that, usually spending goes up no matter what the outcome of the election is going to be, just because at the end of the day, everyone is trying to, take care of gifts. Now, the amount of money spent might be different, right? It might be less or more depending on maybe who gets elected. But I will say that especially in a year like what we're currently experiencing, and some of the stuff that I've seen going on, I would be very surprised if we don't see some kind of bounce back for at least a couple of months, okay? Consumer confidence. So consumer confidence often peaks in fourth quarter, which can lead to increased spending. And we've seen that already happen a little bit in October. It was really, really down. We probably hit our low in July. For instance, the Consumer Confidence Index tends to show higher scores as consumers feel optimistic about their financial situations during the holiday season. Retail sector performance. Okay, so in recent reports, the retail sector has shown annual growth rates of 5 to 6% in Q4, driven by both brick and mortar and online sales. Okay, and these are estimates, right? So don't get too crazy about it, but any kind of growth is always good. Okay. Inventory levels. So retailers often increase inventory in anticipation of Q4 sales, which is really great for wholesalers in particular, with inventory to sales ratios typically reflecting a balance between supply and demand during the holiday rush. And so I know as a wholesaler, one of the things we didn't do very well in December and November. We did excellent in October and September. Why? Because those are the buying months so that people could get everything they needed into their stores. Okay. So here's the thing, sales. Like sales is what we're kind of looking at this next little bit, but it shouldn't just be all about sales. There's actually a lot of power here. You get a lot of power here in doing a couple of things. The first is getting your volume of product up, and second, building relationships. So always building relationships is a really wonderful thing. And what I'm speaking of directly here is building relationships with your customers. So make sure you're on top of it when it comes to reviews. Make sure that you're responding to people in a timely manner. Make sure that you are taking care of them, even if you're a digital shop. And I just think it's a really powerful thing to help you move forward as you are building out your shop. One of the best things you can do is do your best to give customers a good experience, even in your digital shop. Maybe it's just instant downloads, because if you do, it makes a huge difference. So I'm going to give you this story, and I think it exemplifies what I'm trying to tell you here. So this is called the lemonade stand. And while we're working on winter sales, like if you're missing summer, this will bring you back to it. So a young girl named Emily decided to set up a lemonade stand in her neighborhood on a hot summer day. And my kids have done this before. It's so fun. Instead of just selling her lemonade, she took the time to engage with each customer. She greeted them with a smile, asked how their day was going, and even offered samples of her special recipe with fresh mint. One day, an elderly neighbor named Mr. Thompson approached. Rather than just selling him a cup, Emily noticed he seemed a bit down. She asked him if everything was okay, and he shared that he missed his late wife, who used to make lemonade for him. Emily, empathetic to his feelings, offered him a free cup and shared a little story about her favorite summer memories with her mom. Touched by her kindness, Mr. Thompson not only accepted the lemonade, but also purchased a few cups to take home to share with his family. Word quickly spread about Emily's delicious lemonade and her warm personality. By the end of the summer, her little stand had become a community gathering spot, and her sales skyrocketed. Okay, so the big key takeaway, even though this is a fake story here, is that genuine relationships can lead to greater sales success. And I think this is something that we have moved away from because we all feel like everything should be automated, especially when it comes to dealing with our designer sales. So we have on my team, because I can't do it anymore, but we have 2 people who respond to everyone in all of our shops. And we have a full customer service team, but we try so hard, and I know we don't do a perfect job, but we try so hard to get back to people as fast as we can to make sure that they're okay. And I just want to challenge you in this season that yes, it's about sales. It definitely is, and you're going to get your sales up, and there are going to be people who are angry and anxious during this time. And if I am seeing what has been going on in the economy the last year, I just want to say, is it no wonder that people are grumpy? The inflation rates are high. Things have not been going well for some people. And so people feel the tightness. They feel the squeeze. And so if people get a little angry about X, Y, and Z, almost usually it has nothing to do with you. I'm just going to tell you that, first of all. It usually has nothing to do with you. And while you are going to be angry about the things they say, and I know this happens to me every year, okay, because I have a lot of sales going on, and I get a little upset because I'm like, why are they treating me that way? I am doing my best to get them what they need, and the expectation is a little bit out of line. I try to remember that usually it's not about me. There's usually something going on at home. they're feeling the squeeze, they're feeling the tightness financially or with other things. And so I am going to tell you that one of the best things you can do is just be kind. Be kind back, even with people who are not kind, and for people who are very difficult to deal with. And you will deal with difficult customers. I haven't for a little while, but like, man, oh man, I feel it when someone is very difficult. It is tough. It is so tough. So if things are a little bit crazy in your shop, do your best to respond to everybody. Get to them as quickly as you can. And then remember to be kind to people and keep building those relationships, even with people who are very difficult. Just continue to be kind to them. It will all come back to you. I find that kindness always does come back to me. So keep up the amazing work. Get ready for this season coming up. I'm so excited for so many of you to hit new heights, better months, and all of that good stuff. And keep getting excited about your design business and what you're doing in it. It's really a powerful thing. So I'm very excited for this season, excited for what it's going to bring to all of my designers out there who are working so darn hard. And here's to the next 2 months.
Did you know you have access to more free design content, die cut files, and sewing patterns? Join our exclusive VIP group for free by going to designsweetcourses.com/free.